Wines and Spirits review. First time ever trying Banks's Golden. I've drank Banks's before, but not the Golden. It must have been the amber one I tried. It certainly wasn't the Golden one anyway. 3.8%. I presume it's a Marstons branded beer these days. So it says here, pouring a shimmering pale gold. Banks's Golden Beer is clean, crisp and quenching, lightly bitter, with delicate clementine oranges and luscious lemon citrus notes, delivering a moreish ale for every occasion. So yeah, it's a new one on me. Don't know what I'm going to think of it, but we shall see nonetheless. It must have been Banks Amber that I've had before. Don't ever remember having the this one. So we'll see how it looks. See how it pours. And there we go. So, lives up to the name, golden. It certainly is golden. Lots of carbonation there. 2 centimetres of white head. Bready nose. Here's the faintest hint of clementine. The faintest. At least it does what it says on the tin. I mean, you can't fault it for that. Right. So I got it for about £1. I think it was about £1 anyway. Cheap and cheerful. And like I said, I've had the Banks Amber. And a massive carbonation. It's more like a lager than a beer. Look at that. I'm not sure if this glass has got a widget in the bottom. You know the printed bit in the bottom. But cheers. Good evening. Yeah, the wife's she's out at the pub, so I'm having a light beer, a light refreshment, as it were, while I wait to go and pick her up. So just having a bit of a chill night, and because I'm the one driving, I can't drink. Well, not drink too much, at least. Drink enough to not get go over any limits. It's different. I won't say at the top of my agenda to drink, to be fair, but it's going down okay. Good evening, Adam. Didn't realise it was your name there for a second. I've got your box. So here's the box. And I've not looked in, I've not played peekaboo. So yeah, there's the box. So it's a good thing I'm not a nosy fucker. So yeah, put that there. Put the keyboard on top of it. Prep tea. Yeah, I've just had some mustard burgers. Short reviews are really hard. I did one earlier. It took me 6 times. No, I've not. No, that's how it came. As I looked when it came, and I looked and I thought, oh, is that the outer box I'm thinking, or is that the inner box? And I thought, shall I open the outer box? And I thought, no, just in case they're not. They are actually like that inside. So I didn't in the end. I've just brought it down the shed and put it to one side. But yeah, these short reviews, it's not easy. 15 seconds is woefully small. And the only reason I'm doing it is to give people who just want a quick, and I do mean quick, a little bit of notification of what the beer's like. As quick as I can get it in 15 seconds. Other than that, watch the bloody full review. It's whether it works or not, I don't know. I don't think it will in long run of things, but it's only 15 seconds. It don't take me long to film. Well, unless I do it 6 times because I forgot the name of the fucking beer. Someone will call me out on it. Well, someone did, didn't they? Yeah. I did one earlier, and I couldn't remember the ABV once. I couldn't remember something else, and I'm like, oh, for God's sakes! And I wish I'd have kept them now because I swore that many times on one of them. That I wish I'd have kept the reviews, but yeah. So yeah, just over £1 a bottle if it is, if it's that. I got it from Morrisons, I think I did. So obviously this is the second version of Banks out on the market. There we go, Banks Golden, and it certainly lives up to its name, Golden. There's the faintest hint of clementine on the nose, with like a bready malt as well. It's drinkable, you know. It's going down the hatch. I definitely think it's an older style of golden ale. You know, the Marstons. It's a Marstons brand, isn't it? It doesn't really match up. Like a lot of these beers these days, a lot of the traditional beers really don't match up to today's beers, and yet some match up, and they're still better than a lot of today's beers. It's amazing how it occurs. Oof, didn't see that then. Half asleep I am. Yeah, I know. Yeah, yeah. I really ought to. I'm not going back now. I've done it now. I've posted it now. Is what it is. It's all good for the YouTube. I mean, some beers in 16 seconds you can say everything there is to say, and other beers, 16 seconds is not long enough to say the name. So yeah, that's going to be a difficult one as time goes on. And bloody hell, October's nearly here. I think is it tomorrow? Is it the 31st? I can never remember if there's 31 days in October, August. That's September rather. But everything's coming around really quickly. Christmases as well. Ouch, so quick. All of a sudden, it seems to have gone from July to September to like September in a click, and the year's really flown by since we've come out of full on lockdown and that. The year's proper got a spat on, and well, yeah, very much an old style golden beer. If this was to go against the Wraggys Golden Ale, it would lose quite massively. But you know, it sells at a price point to get people to buy it. Marstons are selling it as cheap as you like, and it caters for a certain part of the community, and that's where they're aiming this beer at. You know, no, I didn't do rhymes at school. And good evening, Greg. Oh, so 30 days then. Ah, Jesus, then tomorrow's last day of September then. Then we're into October. Oof, that's come round quick. And good evening. Yeah, this is one of those beers where, oh, yeah, it's testing. I think I'll just go off tangent and talk about something else and just gently. Yeah, I did school. Yeah, yeah, I got five. Was it 5 O levels in school? Yeah, or was it more? Can't remember now. Yeah, yeah. It's wet, isn't it? You know, it's. I've tasted worse. I have tasted worse. Um, it's drinkable. It's certainly aimed at the more traditional beer drinker who's on a budget. That's where it's certainly aimed at for me. You know, one of those beers that, as a beer reviewer, it's certainly not a type of beer that I want to be reviewing. You know, but to not be awful. It don't taste too bad. It's just not that exciting. You can't win them all. Not every beer can be a lovely imperial stout that's 11.4%, and someone's got to fill in the bottom end of the sector. So yeah, this is 3.8%, and yeah, my Wraggy beer is a very different beast to this. Very different. Just goes to show you that the big breweries, just because they're big, don't mean they're the best. And then you can look at YouTube and use that same thing on YouTube. That just because someone's got 50,000 subscribers doesn't mean anything um, in the grand scheme of things. Just means that they're more popular. Yeah, maybe. Or just got lucky at the right time. There's always that side of things. But anyway, so yeah, 2 weeks. The beer festival, Robin Hood Beer Festival, the beer list should be coming out soon. We're 2 weeks away. It's 2.5 weeks, I think, isn't it? Something like that. It can't be long now before the list gets released. I always thought it was a couple of weeks beforehand. Obviously, with COVID and all the rubbish that's gone off this year, it might be a bit more of a struggle to make sure all the beers are going to be here in time. And I know that Navigation Brewery, because they've just posted in Nottingham Camera chat, although I was told last night, that they've got 18 beers coming to the beer festival. 2 big barrel imperials. 10 years. I wish I'd have started 10 years ago, I think I'd rather have an FS draft, to be fair. I picked this up just for the sake of, getting it out of the way, to be fair. I don't think Marstons are going to care about my beer review, so I can be honest and brutal if I need to be. Not that I'm being, it don't need to be brutal, it's just an old-fashioned golden ale aimed at a certain market. There's a smoothness to it, though. Maybe it's growing on me. Maybe initially I thought, oh my God. Sometimes you can have preconceptions of beers as well. It's like when you buy a beer that you really like the sound of. Ticks every box as you think, this is going to be amazing. And then you drink it and it's like, oh. And sometimes, like a good film, you build yourself up too much. And then the opposite side of that, you buy something and you think, oh God, that looks rubbish. And you buy it and you start drinking, and you start drinking it. You think, oh, this isn't too bad actually. So I suppose in the grand scheme of things, it's best not to have any preconceptions. But we all have got some, haven't we? It's like when our favourite brewery releases a beer. It's like, whoa, gotta have that. And then you drink it and you're like, oh, that wasn't much. I mean, I've had a couple from some of the local, but I'm not saying that they are, but I've had a couple of beers from some locals, and I didn't rate them at all. And yet they've got good reviews on Untapped, and it's like, because I've actually gone on Untapped just to query it, and not that I like that bloody app at all, too spammy for me. But yeah, I went on there and they've got good ratings, and it's like, what you're drinking, but I suppose that's the thing with beer reviews and beer reviewers, and everyone who drinks beer, we've all got our own opinions on every single beer we drink. Thank God as well, because we wouldn't not want to all be the same. So I've got someone coming round to pick a cake up tonight, and the wife's out. I hate dealing with that side of things. Yeah, here's your cake. Go on, do one. Good thing she's not watching in the pub. She won't be happy. So yeah, it's a decent sized head on it. Fresh. Look at that, fresh. And talking about fresh and the Pinter, they're releasing Pinter 2 tonight at 7 o'clock. Should be interesting to see where they go with that. Maybe they should have left it as it is and just carried on what they were doing, because what they were doing was pretty good, really. Or are they going for a bigger Pinter, bigger presses that are going to cost you twice as much, then that starts to get away from the fact that they've got to be ever so careful, because you can buy 9 or 10 pints of something for 18 quid anyway. And then when they're bringing out these presses that are like 15 quid, you start to think, oh, hold on a minute. People can actually go and buy it for a couple of quid more. And it's already brewed. There's a point where you price yourself out of the market. And I do wonder with some of these firms where sometimes, whether it be greed or just over ambition, that they do that. I mean, I've got my pinter there. I've got another couple of kits in the house. I still haven't dragged what's in there, to be fair. Got a couple of kits in the house, and then I may well use it more so as it's paid for itself already. But I may well use it more so as a device for putting imperial stouts in, and actually putting a 10 pints of imperial in there and letting it sit in there, giving it as long as it needs, and then cranking it open for my birthday. Let it barrel age for 9 months. That'd be fun. I'm half tempted to get one of these little barrels and do some barrel aging, just out of curiosity. Get some Jack Daniel, or even add Jack Daniels to the mix and do that sort of thing. Good evening, Sam. How are you? Yes, early doors. Yeah, I agree, Greg. Lockdown was brilliant for a lot of people. It was great for my channel. I mean, I'd gone from being quite a well-hidden beer reviewer with a few, I'd say about 400 subscribers or friends of the channel, as I like to call them. And obviously it's shot up since. And I kept well under the radar to most people, most beer reviewers even. And I wasn't going out there and overly putting my name out there. Well, at the time, I wasn't going to do it anyway. Yet nowadays, I'm all over bloody Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube, and keep prodding local companies, local breweries. Funny thing is, I've been contacted by one local brewery, and I've got two. I'm going down to their brewery to get 2 bottles of their beer festival beer that are being actually bottled especially for me to review. Yeah, all these little shorts, I know. But people ignore the shorts and just watch the reviews. And then for me, for those who want to watch the full reviews, they will. For those who just want a quick look at a short and then, oh, I'm not watching the full review. Job's a good one, I suppose. And I missed that other comment. Do apologise. YouTube. Cloudwater's new Weisser beer. Oh. I've actually got a couple of Cloudwaters here. I think it's their budget range, to be fair. They're £3 offerings that were down in Nisa. I think one was a Marzen. There it is, Cloudwater Marzen, and I've got another one somewhere. Not their posh beer range. That's a tenner a bloody can. Yeah, I'm a lowly gardener. We can't afford £10 cans. Although saying that, I've actually bought some beers today. That one of them was £8. £8 for the can. And that was Black Irish Breweries birthday beer, and it was amazing at the tap room on night 2. And I'm looking forward to actually re-reviewing it this weekend sometime. Although I totally forgot that I'd said I'd go on Rasco and Disco's live tomorrow night at 10 o'clock, Saturday night at 10 o'clock. So I need to come down the beer room, and hopefully I won't have too much to drink, and try and look sober, and then come on for a bit and have a chat with the lads and see what's cracking. And yeah, do an Instagram. I've only done one Instagram video before, live on Instagram. I did a Castle Rock beer, and it was dead weird with the camera angle and people joining in, and it was weird when you can see all the names coming as they're coming in and out. It was different to what YouTube's like, because half the time there's people in the background like there is now, and no one and people don't talk, and it's like you don't know who's there. But on Instagram, you know who's coming in all the time, which is quite interesting, I suppose. You know, the only problem is when you click on someone's bloody live by mistake. You click on, and then you're like, oh shit, it's alive. And then you click off, and you think, God, do they think I'm being ignorant because I've clicked straight back off? And it's not that. I clicked on by mistake. I thought it was something else. And that happens with that bar across the top, that story bar thing. When you click on that, you click on, it's like, oh no. And at the times I've done that, or got a notification come up on the phone, clicked it by mistake, seeing what it was, and then all of a sudden I'm jumping into somebody's live, and it's like, oh dear, what am I doing here? And yeah, and I thought, and it says, do you want to be invited to the chat? I'm thinking, no, I don't want to be invited to the chat. I wanted to anonymously have a nosy at what you were talking about, without the name coming up. You could imagine, couldn't you, going on that, and then someone sees you, and it's like, we've got Mr. Wraggy in the house. Oh, for God's sakes. That did happen once as well, funnily enough. Yeah. Did I actually join that chat? I may have joined that chat. Or was I typing? I can't remember if I was typing there. Yeah. I think that was Vasco and Disco. I think that was when they were with Craig. And I went on, and it's like, oh no, straight away they clicked on that I was there. And, Jesus. Yeah. Then no such thing as sitting in the background, you know, being quiet, hiding out of the way. So, yeah, golden beer. It is what you would class, without being awful, as a bargain basement beer aimed at traditional beer drinkers in the UK. And the beer drinkers who don't really want to venture too far away from all the traditional type stuff that's out there. And there is the faintest hint of clementine, but you do get a bready malt with this. 3.8%. It was 3.8. I'm not lying. Reading it wrong. Yep. Oh, it's some more in. Jesus Christ. Don't leave the beer behind. Sacrilege. Here we go. Put it there so you can just see it without it falling off. I mean, it looks a good beer. Crystal clear. No, you can't fault the look of the beer. It's just like a lot of the older beers these days. They are the craft beer generation and today's modern brewers. And you look at in Nottingham, traditional breweries that do beers that are on the border of both traditional and craft, like modern. Lincoln Green and the likes of Lenton Lane Brewery, Magpie Brewery. I'm trying to think of the others. How comes you can't remember when you're doing it? Castle Rock, they've gone full craft for some of their beers, so you can't really put them in the same brand at the moment. But yes, them two, just to pick two out. And they have pushed the bottled beer category quite a long way away from what this represents, to be fair. So, as beers go, it's easy drinking. I swear I got a touch of vanilla then. Definitely something came. I mean, I won't say it's a bad beer. It's just not very interesting as beers go. And it's that thing again about preconceptions of beers. You look at this, and like you would with Man's Brown Ale, and it's like, ooh. And you buy it because it's cheap, and then you drink it, and you think, oh dear. And you know, it's not as bad as what you know a lot of people's thoughts would be on it. Or is that just my thoughts? It's smooth as well. Nice smooth beer. So, 25 minutes in. Got somebody coming around in a minute. I will be back later, and I might try and schedule a beer review in when I know what time I can actually do a beer review, because the wife, I've no clue what time she's coming home. But I think I might do a nice imperial, something relatively strong. Oof. I don't know if should be doing a 9.5. I might go for an 8%. Yes, I've seen an 8% that just ticks the box. So, golden, clear golden with good carbonation, white head. On the nose, bready malt and clementine. On the taste, didn't really get the clementine on the taste. Certainly got the bready malts come through. Certainly got a hint of vanilla from somewhere. God knows where. But yeah, easy enough drinking. Is it a beer I would drink again? Always the question I ask myself. Is it one I would drink again? The answer is certainly a no. No, it's not a beer I'd venture again. You know, some beers you would, some beers you wouldn't. This is one of them beers that I don't need to go down that road again. Got the review in, and whilst it was okay to drink, it was palatable. It didn't tick no raggy boxes for me. Out of 5, for me, a good 3.6 out of 5. Yeah, nice enough beer, but struggles against today's generation of both craft beers and modern traditional beers, and that's where we are. Right, got to do a winner. Thank you everyone for joining in, watching, commenting, liking, and if anybody's new subscribes, obviously, and back later maybe with another live. Cheers.